हरिः ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैव पशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शनदृश्यः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञात्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति सीकरा यस्मात् आनन्दसाम्बरे वनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। वेदोदधिं समुन्मथ्य ज्ञानरत्नं समुद्रितं येन तस्मै वसिष्ठाय गुरुणां गुरवे नमः। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय। सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय। शब्द ब्रह्म की जय। सरस्वती महारानी की जय। योग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। हरि ओम। हम लोग योग वशिष्ठ निर्वाण प्रकरण उत्तरार्ध का 35वां अध्याय को आलोचना कर रहे हैं, जिसमें कल हम देख रहे थे अहंकार रहित होने पर भी अहंकार सहित के समान, अविनाशी होने पर भी नाशवान के सदृश, कलंक शून्य होने पर भी कलंक युक्त के समान, विषय रहित होने पर भी विषय सहित के समय समान वह ब्रह्म भासता है। जब हम कल यही देखे और 2-4 दिन से हम तो इसी के पीछे पड़े हैं। हाँ, पेयर्स ऑफ अपोजिट्स, जो हमारे रिलेटिव वर्ल्ड है, जो व्यवहारिक दुनिया, उसमें हमेशा हम दो से काम लेते हैं। दो का बिना तुलना से, दोनों को बिना नज़र में रखे हुए हम कोई चीज़ देख नहीं सकते हैं। जो कुछ हम देखते हैं दो चीज़ को देखते हैं, लेकिन हमको शंका इसीलिए होता है कि एक तरफा दृष्टि हमारा रहता है, दो तरफ को अलग अलग से देखते हैं। दोनों को अगर एक ही साथ देख लेंगे तो फिर हमारा कोई शंका नहीं रहेगा। यही बात हम कितने दिन से इसी को विचार कर रहे हैं। पहले तो इंट्रोवर्टनेस एक्सट्रोवर्टनेस के बारे में, बहिर्मुखता अंतर्मुखता के बारे में हम बात किए। फिर प्रपंच निष्प्रपंच दोनों को इकट्ठे देखना। फिर हम ज्ञान और अज्ञान को, मतलब विद्या और अविद्या को देखें, दोनों एक ही का नाम है। कल हम कितने उदाहरण दिए, जैसे सिक्का का हेड एंड टेल, उसको देखें। और हर चीज़, किताब का कोई भी चीज़, दो पहलू सब जगह पर कितने उदाहरण हम दिए। ऊंचाई मतलब नीचाई भी है, गर्मी मतलब ठंडी भी है, क्योंकि टेम्परेचर का दो पहलू। तो इसी प्रकार हम कुछ भी देखते हैं उसमें दो तो है ही। देखना मतलब दो को किसी भी हालत में हम देखेंगे, और एक तरफ से एक को देखते हैं, दूसरे तरफ से दूसरे को देखते हैं, इसलिए शंका हो जाता है। शंका निवारण के लिए हम दोनों को इकट्ठा देखना चाहिए। जैसे एक सिक्का जिसमें हेड एंड टेल दोनों है, जैसे एक मात्रा जिसमें कम ज़्यादा दोनों है, टेम्परेचर के हिसाब से। ठंड गरम ये एक ही का नाम है, एक ही का नाम ठंड भी है गरम भी है। उष्णता, उष्णता में कमी और ज़्यादा। तो हर चीज़ में हम दो को अलग अलग देखने से हमारा शंका पैदा होता है, हमको समझ में नहीं आता है। यही है हमारे दृष्टि का कमजोरी। और हम अगर दोनों को इकट्ठा देखेंगे, यह पश्यति स पश्यति, जो देखता है दोनों को इकट्ठा वो देखने वाला है, उसी को कहते हैं सीयर, जो देखने वाला है, सच्चाई को देखता है। अभी इसी के ऊपर हम इसके ऊपर भी विचार करेंगे। अहंकार, जहाँ अहंकार है वहाँ निरहंकार भी है, जहाँ अहंकार है वहीं नम्रता है। नम्रता को भी ना देखें, अहंकार क्या है, घमंड क्या है, उसको हम समझते नहीं। जानते हैं दोनों को, लेकिन देखते हैं एक को। इसीलिए हमारा दृष्टि में दोष है। हम पहले विचार किए थे कि दृष्टि सृष्टि, जो देखते हैं वही हमारा सृष्टि है। लेकिन अब फिर अच्छी तरह समझ जाओ, हमारे जो दृष्टि है वो दोष दृष्टि है, एक तरफा दृष्टि है। इसीलिए दोनों तरफ का दृष्टि होना चाहिए। गीता में हमें वही विचार किया। गीता में जैसे अभाव और भाव दोनों को जो देखता है, उपस्थिति अनुपस्थिति दोनों को जो देखता है, समता विषमता, विषमता में समता, समता में विषमता, दोनों को जो देखता है वो देखने वाला है। क्षेत्र और क्षेत्रज्ञों को जो जानता है, क्षर और अक्षर को जो जानता है, वो पक्का दृष्टा है, वो जानने वाला होता है। एक तरफा जो देखता है और जानता है वो अज्ञानी है। ज्ञानी किसको कहेंगे? ज्ञानी वही है जो दोनों तरफ को एक ही जैसे देखता है। और ये जो हमारे शंका होता है, कॉन्ट्राडिक्शन, हम हमेशा दो किस्म के चीज़ सुन करके हमेशा शंका कर लेते हैं। कल तो ऐसा कहते हैं, आज ऐसा कह दिए कैसे। इसी के ऊपर कल से आज तक चल रहा है बात। कल तो ऐसा कहते हैं, आज ऐसे ही कैसे। एक बार क्या हुआ, ये तो हमारा तो चल रहा है, सबका ऐसे ही चलता है। उस लेक्चर दे रहे थे एक दिन कुछ बोले और उनके हजारों फॉलोअर्स थे, तो वो सब रिकॉर्ड करते हैं, रिकॉर्ड करके रखे हैं। 15 दिन के बाद पहले जो बोले थे ठीक उसका उल्टा बोले ठीक उल्टा बोल दिए। अगर आज कहे कि नारियल शरीर के लिए बहुत उपादेय भोजन है, उसमें सारी चीज़ है, फुल फूड है, वो कंप्लीट फूड है, नारियल खाना चाहिए। 15 दिन के बाद कहते हैं नारियल जहर के बिना और कुछ नहीं, नारियल को देखना नहीं, छूना नहीं, खाना नहीं, उसको सिर्फ पूजा में लगाना। तो एक ही उदाहरण देता हूँ, वो और कुछ बोले थे, ठीक विपरीत बोले थे। तो उनका चेले लोग बोलते हैं गुरुजी ये देखो रिकॉर्ड सुना दिए, 15 दिन के पहले आप ये बोले थे, आज ये बोल रहे हैं, ठीक उल्टा। ये कैसे, हम किसको माने? तो उसको गुस्सा से, गुस्सा मतलब मजा क्या, गुस्सा से कहते हैं अरे बेवकूफ़ो, आज भी जो बोल रहा हूँ ना, कल 5 मिनट के बाद ठीक हो और कुछ बोलूँगा। वर्तमान में रहो, अतीत को भूल जाओ। बच्चों को हम जब एलकेजी में जो जाता है उसको 2 बल्ब दे करके कहते हैं ये एक, ये 2, ये दूसरा है, ये भी एक, ये भी एक, दोनों को मिलाओ 2 बनेगा। एक के साथ दूसरे को मिला देंगे तो 2 बनता है। एक धन, एक 2 होता है। धन मतलब मिलाना। इसको समझाते हैं एलकेजी में। जब वही बच्चा जब पीएचडी करता है मैथमेटिक्स के ऊपर, उसको ये बोलना पड़ता है क्या? लग लग 10 = 1 बोलना पड़ता है। उस समय के लिए उसका स्टैंडर्ड और कुछ हो गया, समझ और कुछ हो चुका है। इसीलिए जो कल कहा गया था आज वो नहीं कहा जाएगा, आज और कुछ बोलेंगे। उसको ताल में रखना चाहिए। कल का भूल जाओ, आज का पकड़ो। यही हम इसको हमेशा विचार कर रहे हैं कि ये हमारे जो व्यवहारिक ज्ञान जो है, जिसको हम कहते हैं सूचनात्मक ज्ञान, जो बदलाव का अंदर है वो बदलेगा। आज जो समझे हम कल के लिए वो समझ बदल चुका है। इसी प्रकार हम जो समझते हैं उसका बढ़ोतरी होता है, ज्ञान वर्धनशील है। और जो अनुभविक ज्ञान है वो कभी बदलता नहीं, वो पूर्ण ज्ञान है। एक अधूरा ज्ञान, एक पूर्ण ज्ञान। एक तरफ देखना वो अधूरा ज्ञान होता है, दोनों तरफ को इकट्ठे देखना पूर्ण ज्ञान है। यही इतना ही तो जानना है। इसको हम क्यों बार बार भूल जाते हैं, शंका क्यों आता है? इसी के ऊपर हम सिर फोड़ रहे कितने दिन से। आज नहीं कल नहीं, इसी के ऊपर। अरे भाई, जो आज कहा कल के लिए और दूसरा कुछ कहूँगा। जब तक आपको एक्सपीरियंस नहीं हुआ तब तक कुछ कितनी अलग अलग चीज बोलना पड़ेगा। आज कहा देखो, कल कहा सुनो, परसों कहूँगा सुनो। क्या क्या कहेंगे, है कि नहीं? आज कहा मैं अधोवायु, कल कहूँगा पाद। आज कहा कीड़ा, कल कहूँगा कृमि, है कि नहीं? वही बात कितने ढंग से बोलते हैं। और बार बार हम विचार कर रहे हैं, यही वेद का सार है। एक सद्विप्रा बहुधा वदंती। एक ही चीज को अनेक लोग अनेक तरह से बोले हैं, भाषा अनेक है। और इसी को हमारे बच्चे लोग गाते हैं। हमारे देश क्या देश, हमारा देश रंगीला है, देश रंगीला है। हमारे पहन अलग अलग है, हमारा आदत अलग अलग है, हमारा भाषा अलग अलग है, हमारा चलन अलग अलग है, कपड़ा अलग है, सब कुछ अलग है, सोच अलग है, फिर भी हम एक हैं। यही हमारा सबसे बड़ा महानता है। भारत इसीलिए महान है। अनेकता के अंदर एकता को देखना और एकता के अंदर अनेकता के साथ व्यवहार करना। व्यवहार में अनेकता है, अंदर होना चाहिए एक, है कि नहीं? सब्जी बना है, आलू मटर बना है, और आलू का वो भुर्ता बना है और आलू का दम बना है। तीनों अलग अलग चीज बना है, खाए तो तीनों चीज, पर खाया क्या, अंदर क्या सा जानता है? अंदर तो जानता है एक ही आलू खाया मैं। भुर्ता आलू का, दम आलू का और मटर आलू का, ये क्या अलग अलग चीज हो गया? खाएंगे अलग अलग, जानेंगे एक ही आलू खाया है। जब तक समोसा में आलू, तब तक बिहार में लालू। लालू को कोई अलग नहीं कर सकता है, सब्जी से आलू को कोई अलग नहीं कर सकता है। समोसा के अंदर हमेशा आलू रहेगा। तो ये दुनिया ऐसे ही भाई, अलग अलग भाषा, अलग अलग विषय, अलग अलग समय, अलग 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 मौके पर अलग अलग विषय में अलग अलग भाषा का प्रयोग करते हैं, पर अर्थ तो एक ही है भाई, एक ही अर्थ है। और एक सरस्वती उपनिषद में कहते हैं, जब सरस्वती जिसके ऊपर कृपा करती ना, नंगी खड़ा होती है, नंगी खड़ी हो जाती, मतलब पूरा सारे आवरण को सब निकाल करके एकता का दृश्य दिखा देती। भाषा में कोई विभिन्नता है ही नहीं। सरस्वती मतलब शब्द, शब्द में विभिन्नता नहीं है, मैं एक हूँ। जब कपड़ा पहनती हूँ और बीना बजाती हूँ तो अलग अलग राग निकलता है। पर शब्द तो एक ही है, प्रणो देवी, बाघ देवी, हाँ एक ही चीज नहीं। तो वही चीज समझना चाहिए। हम एक चीज को कितनी अनेक भाषा में, कितने अनेक तरीका से, कितने अलग ढंग से बोलते हैं, उसको समझना चाहिए। मन में शंका नहीं रखना चाहिए। कैसे शंका को दूर करेंगे? कल जो सुना था आज वही सुन रहा हूँ। दिस होल वर्ल्ड इज नथिंग बट ए रिपीटेशन। The effect of a repetition we see as world. World is nothing but a repeated action. If nothing will be repeated, then everything will be one only. When it is repeated again and again, then it becomes different from each other. Twice repeat, thrice repeat will be different from each other. Repeated 4 times, that will be more solid. The whole nature is nothing but repetition. So don't forget, one thing is repeated again and again. Don't forget, the water is vibrated again and again, which are called ripples, waves, tides. Difference is there. The ripple is a very small vibration. Wave is repeated small vibrations. Repeated ripples are known as waves, and repeated waves are known as tides. So from this you can understand the world is nothing but a process of repetition. Time also, time repeats, and this repetition is known as a cycle. Everything is repeated again and again. Sisira vasanto punarayato kalo gacchati gachatyayu tadapi naminchati asapayu. The seasons are repeated again and again. Again and again we get summer and spring, winter, again and again. Again and again Sunday, Monday comes. Again and again morning and evening comes. Time repeats, world repeats, everything is repeated. And when it is repeated, the subtle becomes gross. Subtle becomes gross. So simple. Understand it and keep it as a basic understanding. All the questions will be solved. This is the basic, this should be basic understanding. Everything is repetition, there is no contradiction at all. No contradiction. East means west, north means south. How? If you go on walking from north, where will you reach? Will you reach on south or not? And again you will go on walking straight. You will reach the same spot which you called north. North will be repeated. Everything is a globe. Everything, the world is round. Akhanda mandala akaram. 360 degree in all directions. That means 360 to the power 360 to the power 360 to the power infinity. This is how it is spread all over. And everywhere there is a center, there is a periphery. This is how this world is. And this is how we have confusion, we have misunderstanding. You must go to the root. Same thing is repeated again and again. That is called changing phenomena. That is called difference between two. That is called action and reaction. That is called seer, seen and seeing. That is called the object and its reflection. Any way you can tell it, you can understand it, you can see it. 1,000 different ways you can see it. That's how again and again we go to say, we repeatedly say, go round, have a 360-degree view. That is how you go round the temple and go round the mountain, go round the city to know all about it. When you go round the mountain, you see different views. Every moment the view changes. But it is only the view of the mountain only. It is not different from the mountain. अरुणाचल का करते हैं ना, गोवर्धन का परिक्रमा करते हैं ना, परिक्रमा क्यों करते हैं? To have a all-round view. इसको हम क्यों भूल जाते हैं? दिमाग में बैठा हूं, force it and stamp it on your brain. Force it. Make a strong impression of it. World is round. Everything repeats. Everything is confusion because we see the difference because of one angle vision. When you see from all round vision, there is no contradiction. no contradiction, no doubts, no question, no answer. Everything is one.
So then thought should be zero.
Then thoughts will not work at all. Mind has to keep quiet.
Yes, then only it is possible.
Then only mind will keep quiet. There is nothing to understand, there is nothing to have difference, and there is nowhere, no cause for doubt. Because of doubts only we have flittering mind. How is this? How is that? What is that? Where is that? How? When is that? All such questions. So if you see everything at a glance, one as one, then there is no doubt, there is no... Mind has no way to run hither and thither. It has to stop. And that is how we are discussing all the dualistic words or opposite words always. Since 3-4 chapters we are discussing this only. All the opposites. Introvertness, extrovertness, prapanch and nisprapanch, 5 elements, the composition of five elements, and no composition, only one element. And knowledge and ignorance, they are same thing. Cold and heat, they are only one thing. It is difference in temperature. Sun and moon, can you accept sun and moon are both equal? If you analyze, then only you can accept. Only temperature differs. One is called cold, soothing, and other is vibratory and so hot. Only difference in temperature. Isn't it? So, the North Pole and equator both are same. How? Only temperature differs, but temperature is both present in both the places. Temperature. We know cold of the North Pole by temperature only. And we know the heat of the equator by temperature only. So temperature you use. Whether it is minus or plus, it is temperature only. So in this way we have to see both together. Both together. There is no difference. From one angle, from all-round angle, there is no difference. And from different angles, there will be differences. Understood now? On this basis, now today we shall again discuss the same thing, ego-ness and egolessness. Everybody has ego. What is called ego? Just as the temperature is plus and minus, both is known as temperature. So also, ego, one thing only, which is called ego, adamantness, or pride, or stubbornness, all these different qualities of ego, and humility, and surrendering, or bowing down, or acceptance. All these are Same thing, same ego. Don't forget it. Here it is 0 ego, there it is 100 ego. 100%, here it is 0%. But percent is there.
Where adamant is 0 or
100.
100. अच्छा, adamant is 100.
And surrendering is 0. Full surrender. Ego is there. I am surrendering. I am surrendering. Ego is there, but it is 0. Without ego, you cannot do anything. Similarly, we saw yesterday the desire. There are different kinds of desires. One desire enhances the desire up to limitless desires, and other desire brings the desires to 0, desireless state. To be desireless is also a desire. To renounce desires also is a desire. Ego you cannot delete. It may be 100, it may be 0, but ego is there. Ego means I. I means there will be my, and there, that means the world is there. Relative world is there. So when everything comes to 0, that means 1 without a second. 0 means there is no 2 0. It is 1 0 only. Then only everything stops. Mind has to keep quiet, and it cannot run here and there. It will be no mind. We have to say it is no mind. Ego-less state. Ego word we have to apply. Because it is language, you see. We have to say something. All the language is meaningless, but it has got some indicative meaning. Don't forget it. Whatever we say, whatever we hear from others, they are useless, meaningless, valueless. Nothing is, no value is there at all. But it has value. How? It indicates something. So that should be taken for granted. That should be accepted. I gave you example again and again. Every day almost we come to this example. When I indicated to see a parrot sitting on the tree, will you see my finger indicator, or you will see the parrot? What you will see? So don't give value to the finger. It has got nothing to do. The goal is the aim is to see the object indicated by the language. Language is indicative. I said, O Yama Mataji, will you look at my mouth where from the sound came? Or will you see some person whose name is related with his form? Will you see there, or you will look at my mouth? This is how the sound or the words or the language is meaningless. It indicates something. Got the point? If you nod your head, I shall not look at your head. I will understand, yes. Okay. When the trees nod their heads, we don't see the heads of the trees, we see the wind. That is indicated. So similarly here, whatever words we use, we have to understand the indicative meaning of it. Words will be always opposite to each other, contradictory. Because the world is constituted by pairs of opposites. Any word you use or anything you see, it has got opposition. That's how this is called relative world. Without comparison, without the opposition, without the differences, there is no world. Then what is there? If you delete all these differences and oppositions or confusions, then if you delete all these, then the remnants is the truth, because you are unable to see it. That's how you relate from this to that and compare this with that. How many times we have discussed it? You cannot see the whole body at a glance. No, you have to see part by part. This is called our seeing or vision. It is partial, it is defective, it is not complete, it is not perfect. So you have to accept it, whatever you understand. Whatever you see, whatever you perceive, it is only, it is not wrong, it is not right. Neither it is wrong nor it is right. This is how the world is. And we are, every being is either this or that. Nothing is complete. So ego, अहंकार रहित होने पर भी अहंकार सहित के समान. So the absolute, हम जब परमात्मा के बारे में बात करते हैं तो कभी वो अहंकार के साथ दिखता है, कभी अहंकार रहित दिखता है. जब राम रावण के साथ लड़ाई करते थे, क्या दोस्ती था उनका? दुश्मनी नहीं था. दुश्मनी तो साफ दिख रहा था. लेकिन जब रावण मर गया, उसका तेज भगवान में मिल गया, कंस का एक प्रकाश कृष्ण में मिल गया, और वो मीराबाई का एक प्रकाश द्वारकानाथ में मिल जाता है, तो क्या होता है? आखिर एक ही रह जाता है. परंतु दो थे, दो एक बन जाता है. अहंकार अहंकार रहित में मिल जाता है. इसको हम योगिक प्रोसेस के साथ देखते हैं. The mind is nothing but a vibratory system and waves. Okay, when mind stops, that means when waves stop, then only mind will stop, and there will not be any motion, so no perception. So there is no world, so it will become, it will be centralized on the center, become one. isn't it? That mind becomes one means there is no flittering mind, there is no movement of mind, motionless mind. So, as we have understood before, mind is nothing but a process. So, if the process is not there, then what is there?
Sir,
Huh?
remaining I.
That I will not be there as I, it will remain, it will appear as I for some time, and afterwards it will disappear. How? The example of morning and evening we give. Morning, when light enters, the darkness disappears slowly. It's a slow process. And even though it is quite a bright morning, even then little darkness will be somewhere lingering, somewhere little. And in midday, there is no darkness. Midday, your shadow also is not there. Of course, it is either 31st March, 21st March, or 23rd September, equal day. Then only on the midday there will not be any shadow. So similarly, when we go to evening, the light disappears and darkness appears. For some time we see the light even though the sun is not visible. The light will be there. We call it twilight. So that will remain for some time. It will linger on for some time. And then when midnight, there is no light at all, isn't it? So it is a slow process. Similarly, our ego and I or mind or prana also, whatever functionary is going on, whatever function, whatever action is going on, mind is nothing but a process, action and reaction. Prana also the same thing, time also the same thing. We have named it differently. Everything is same as a process of the nature. Somewhere we name it as mind, somewhere we name it as prana, somewhere we know it as time or space or conditions or changing phenomena or nature. We name it differently. Process is the same. So when it stops, it will appear as if it is not stopped for some time because of the momentum. Just as at night, evening, we have twilight for some time. Slowly the light will disappear. Similarly, this ego or these actions will slow down first and then it will disappear and it will enter into absolute constancy or equilibrium state. And if that remains for a long time, it gets established, then no more possibility of flitteringness or action or reaction, no more. That is how Yoga Sutra says, if you enter into Samadhi, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, first of all meditation, then Savikalpa means thought, one thought samadhi, one thought. It will not be two. It will be steadied on one thought for long time. That is Sabikalp Samadhi or Sabij Samadhi. Many names we give, different names. Then when it depends, when it gets established, then it becomes same thing, becomes nirvikalp. That thought, one thought will disappear. The remnants is truth. So if that state remains for a long time, then there is no possibility of flitteringness or movement in that. That is what happens. So this ego will remain for some time, and then complete egoless state means the absolute truth, Paramatma. So ego and egoless state, both are same, just as the ripples and rippleless state known as water only. Wavery water and only water, both have same meaning. Similarly, ego and egoless state is same thing. The same thing appears as if there is ego, and sometimes it appears as if there is no ego. The same water appears as if it is wavery, and same water is waveless. Same water. So all these opposites we shall see. Everything is name of the same thing, or both sides of one thing. That absolute truth. अहंकार और अहंकार रहित दोनों समान स्थिति रहता है परमात्मा में. अभिमान है, अविनाशी होने पर भी नाशवान के सदृश. One which is ever existing, never perishable, ever existing, all pervading, ever existing existence, it appears as if it is not there. It is absent. Both are same thing. Both are same thing. Just as we see the head, we think there is no tail. When we see the tail, we think there is no head because of our vision, our understanding. Similarly, this perishability and imperishability both are two sides of the same truth. It sometimes appears as if it is ever destroying, getting destroyed, and sometimes from other angle it appears as if it is ever constant, never perishing, never decaying. क्षर अक्षर, गीता में यही कहा. क्षर और अक्षर को जो इकट्ठा देखता है उसी को कहा भाव और अभाव को. उसी को कहा अभी दूसरे भाषा में कह रहे अहंकार और निरहंकारता को. उसी को कहा नाशवान और अविनाशी को, जो दोनों को इकट्ठा देखेगा. वो कैसे देखेगा दोनों को? विवेक जगने से. विवेक दोनों को अलग अलग करके इकट्ठा, एक को अलग अलग करके देखता है. दोनों तीन दृष्टि को इकट्ठा देखता है. एक, फिर दो अलग अलग, फिर तीनों को एक, अलग अलग होता हुआ एक. फिर उसमें फिर कोई शंका नहीं रहेगा. पानी और दूध अलग अलग हैं, पर हंस के लिए वो अलग अलग नहीं होता हुआ है, होता हुआ नहीं है। हंस दोनों को अलग कर सकता है। ऐसे ही अविनाशी और नाशवान और कलंक शून्य होने पर भी कलंक युक्त है। This magnifying glass, it is little dirty. What do you understand by this? Can the glass be dirty? It can never be dirty. Dirt is only overlapping something. When it is deleted, the glass is glass. It cannot be dirty. Sometimes it appears as if it is dirty, and sometimes when you delete it, rub it out, wash it, then it looks clear, only glass. है कि नहीं? So both are same thing. The same glass appears as if dirty, and sometimes it is without dirt, it is clear. Similarly, same truth appears as if world, sometimes it is without world. That we say the creation is dissolved. We say creation is dissolved means no creation means the glass is clear. The transparency is transparent. Transparency is now transparent without any hiding factor over that. This is how all the opposites mean the same thing. Don't forget, we are discussing all the opposite words, they mean the same thing. Ego, egolessness, and perishability, imperishability, and then dirt and dirtless state means clear, transparency, or without transparency, with muddy or foggy or with some dirt over it, both are the same thing. कलंक युक्त होने पर भी कलंक रहित के माफी, कलंक रहित होते हुए भी कलंक के साथ ऐसे ही परमात्मा दिखता है। विषय रहित होने पर भी विषय सहित के तुल्य वह ब्रह्म भासता है, भासता दिखाई देता है, कभी कुछ कभी कुछ। That absolute truth appears as if it is with subjects, sometimes it is without subjects, sometimes with objects, sometimes without objects. So both way. Another example from our side we can give, which we always discuss. The same boy who plays the part of Lord Rama in the drama, sometimes he appears as if Rama, and sometimes he appears as a naughty boy. Is there any difference? The boy is the same naughty boy. He becomes very soothing, very grave, and walks so silent. Lakshman, he will act so silently and so gracefully. the naughty fellow who never keeps quiet for a moment. He acts like that. The same truth, it appears as if ever-changing phenomena as world. Sometimes if you have that steady mind, correct understanding, and one-pointed mind, introvert mind, then it will not appear as extrovert world. It will be one point only. Anuraniyan. The same Mahato Mahiyan, greater than greatest, it appears as the smaller than the smallest. The whole cosmos is present in a microcosm. Same thing, same structural form is same both way. Greater than the greatest, the whole cosmos is similar to one microcosm, an atom. The composition or the structural view is same. There is no difference. A scientist can see it. So be a scientist. Philosophers are grandfathers of scientists. They go beyond even scientists. They go with the mind, intellect, and intuition. But philosophers go beyond all these. So be a philosopher, be a scientist, and see the cosmos in the microcosm. Okay? Both are same. Both are same. There is no difference. स्वप्रकाश होने पर भी समान, अंधकार युक्त के समान, पुरातन होने पर भी नवीन के समान. Similarly, we will go on with all the opposites. It appears as if very dark, though it is full of effulgence. It is self-effulgent, effulgence, and it sometimes appears as if full of darkness. Night is nothing but day, absence of day. And day is nothing but absence of night. Both are same. Our Dr. Sahib has 2 children. Our Dr. Sahib, Dr. Panda, he has 2 children, a boy, a girl. Both are children only. If Dr. Sahib sees Pari, he says my child, so loving child, my heart, my child. When he sees the boy Rudra, he says my child. They are both children for the father. Understood? Both are child. Similarly, this darkness and light and old and new, the same new becomes old. Or same child and old man. But the man is the same. Person is the same. Once he was a child. Now he is old man, unable to walk. Lathi, a stick. So the person is the same. There is no change. We can say you are locked up in the jail and you got released from the jail. Now you are walking freely in the busy city. So are you the different person? Somebody who was locked up in the prison, he is free now and moving everywhere. So you think you are locked up, you are bound to this world, and if you think you are free, you are free. As you think, so you are. So what are you now? Are you a lady or leda? It is all thoughts. We have made ourselves so limited by limiting thoughts. Neither I am a man nor I am a female woman. I am a being. I am a being. I am neither infinite being nor limited being. I am being. I am. Neither I am nor I am not. I enjoy that absolute presence. I am the absolute presence. If you think so, you become it. The moment you think like this, you are that absolute presence. You are this indweller of all the beings. You are present everywhere. You are that. That's how the Vedas says, thou art thou art that. Thou art that. You are not this human body. You are that absolute truth. I am Atma, Brahma. This self is nothing but absolute truth, all pervading truth. If you are a human being, I am a human being, how can you say you are different from me? How can you dare say you are Japanese, I am Indian? No way. You are a being, I am also a being. We are same. Don't have these differences. But alas, we have been so much habituated. We are slave to our habits. So what is the way out? Are ye gaya, way out. It is out. What is the way out? As you think, so you are. Don't think I am a human being. I am the absolute. I am one without a second. I am ever present everywhere. So slowly it will be solidified and you will be one with the absolute presence. That is what is called or told by the seers by language, union with the absolute. Your union with the absolute. Or freedom from the manyness world. And that is called mukti, liberation from all these manyness. In this language it is said. All the opposites are same. The old becomes new, new becomes old. The same new becomes old. They are one and the same. They are not different from each other. Your new shoes becomes old shoes one day. Your new body has become old body now. So don't have these differences. Of course, when we behave in a relative world, we have to behave differently. We cannot eat by the eyes and hear by the nose and eat by the ear. We cannot do so. Outwardly, in relative world, when you have to deal with something, then you have to have the differences. But inwardly, there is no difference. That is how to live the life. Inwardly, no difference. Outwardly, there is difference. Difference and no difference is in one. In one. Within, no difference. Outwardly, there is difference. Okay? Don't misunderstand. The equal vision means to eat by the ear. That does not mean so. The dog is a dog. The tiger is tiger. You can pet the dog, you can play with the dog. Don't try to play with the wild tiger. There was एक बार एक कोई बड़ा पंडित था, संस्कृत पंडित. वो जा रहा था कहीं, जाते जाते रास्ता में जंगल आ गया, भयंकर जंगल. तो गांव के लोग कहे शाम हो रहा है, पंडित जी जंगल आ गया, आज इधर रुक जाओ, जंगल में बड़े भयंकर सब जानवर हैं, रात को नहीं जाते हैं उधर, इधर रुक जाओ आज. पंडित जी बोलते हैं कौन सा जानवर है? अरे बहुत बड़े बड़े बाघ, व्याघ्र हैं, व्याघ्र. तो पंडित जी कहते हैं व्याघ्र, अच्छा अच्छा. विशेष रूपेण आघ्रायती व्याघ्र, उसको व्याख्या कर रहा है. विशेष रूपेण आघ्रायति इति व्याघ्र. व्याघ्र शब्द कैसा बना? जो अच्छी तरह सूंघता है. ये तो सूंघेगा मेरे को, मेरा क्या करेगा? पसीना है थोड़ा सूंघ लेगा. मैं नहीं डरता हूँ व्याघ्र से, वो तो सूंघेगा, करेगा क्या? पंडित है ना. तो चल पड़ा. बाघ आया तो वो कहता है व्याघ्र, आप व्याघ्र हैं? अच्छा सूंघेंगे, सूंघो. तो व्याघ्र अच्छी तरह सूंघ लिया. अच्छी तरह सूंघ लिया. तो कहने का मतलब व्यवहार में ये सब नहीं चलता है. व्यवहार में डिफरेंस रहेगा, यही रहेगा. पैर से भोजन नहीं करते हैं, हाथ से भोजन करते हैं, है कि नहीं? पैर को दूर रखते हैं, हाथ को साफ करके मुंह के अंदर ले सकते हैं. तो डिफरेंस इन outward transactions, relative world must be there. And see no difference in difference. That means to have equal vision inwardly. Everybody is human being, I know. and there is presence of the absolute in every being. So inwardly I have similar feeling for everyone, but when I behave outwardly, I will not say goodbye to him tomorrow. I shall say goodbye to you tomorrow, not to him. There is a difference. Understood now? Inwardly I know he is my friend, he is my friend, he is my fellow beings.
Tomorrow they are leaving.
Difference will be there outwardly. Inwardly I know all are my friend. And everywhere, everybody is the human being, and they should be behaved as human beings, not as a dog nor as a cat, not as a mosquito nor as a fly. They are human beings. So this is called equal vision. Though difference is there outside, there is no difference inside. व्यवहार में हम शत्रु और मित्रों को बनाते हैं। व्यवहार में व्यवहारेण जायते शत्रवः मित्रवस्तथा। व्यवहार से हम दुश्मन और दोस्तों को बनाते हैं, परंतु दोनों है तो हमारे इंसान। अंदर ना कोई दोस्त है ना कोई दुश्मन है, ये भावना होना चाहिए। इसी को कहते हैं समदृष्टि। परंतु क्या करें, हमारे दिमाग में आदत पड़ा है गंदगी देखने के लिए। है हमको टट्टी और मिट्टी में और मांस में विभिन्नता दिखी जाता है, आदत के कारण, गंदे आदत हमारे।
अर्जुन का वही फीलिंग्स था स्वामी जी।
अर्जुन का था वही, उसको रगड़ रगड़ करके साफ किए भगवान। हाँ जी, रगड़ रगड़ करके। हम ये डिफरेंसेस इसी ढंग से देख रहे हैं कि समझने के लिए वी आर looking all these differences together to have equal vision and see the absolute only in all conditions within your heart and behave as you like, as per the need of the hour and time and space and conditions. You should behave properly. Don't behave like a mad chap. Behave properly as a man of understanding. Inwardly, everything is same. Only one absolute is present everywhere, but outwardly you have to behave properly. And you know, एक कहावत है, व्यवहारेण जायते शत्रवः मित्रवस्तथा। शत्रु और मित्र को हम व्यवहार से बनाते हैं, और ये जो बाहर का हम व्यवहार करते हैं और अंदर का कुछ अलग व्यवहार करते हैं, उसी को कुटिलता नहीं समझना, उसका नाम सरलता है। कुटिलता नहीं, अंदर कुछ बाहर कुछ, ऐसा कभी नहीं समझना। अंदर तो हमेशा साम्य शांत और बाहर हमेशा अलगाव। हम देखना, इसको कुटिलता नहीं कहते हैं, इसको समझौता कहते हैं। दोनों में समझौता, जो अंदर है वही बाहर है, अंदर एक है बाहर अनेक है, इसी को समझना चाहिए। जो अंदर एक है वही बाहर अनेक रूप में दिखता है। दर्पणम दृश्य क्या, दर्पण दृश्यमान नगरी, विश्वम दर्पण दृश्यमान नगरी तुल्यम निजांतर्गतम। This outward world is nothing but the reflection of one heart in many ways outside in the mirror. This is the final declaration of the great people. The world is nothing but the many reflections on the mirror which is one in your heart. This is the essence. You see differences, manyness outside, don't worry. You have to understand it is one only, which is reflected many ways, in many different ways outside. That is called etiquette, आचार, आचार संहिता, that is code of conduct. आचार संहिता इसी को कहते हैं. In the heart, one, outside, many, both are same. So, if you see this and behave properly outward, with the outward world, properly, giving respect differently to the different beings, behave differently outside, but inwardly one. Reflections are many. One is very dark, other is very slight and very indistinct, other is so distinct, and reflections are reflected in reflections. So one reflection looks like many in one, other looks like 2, 3 in one, other looks like one clear reflection without many. All these differences are only reflections. So you have to behave properly with different reflections differently. इसको कहते हैं कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट. दिस इज कॉल्ड कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट. आचार प्रभवो धर्म. फ्रॉम योर कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट, फ्रॉम योर गुड बिहेवियर, प्रॉपर बिहेवियर, और इटिकेसी वी से code of conduct, good conduct that leads you to your dharma, that is called religiousness, or that is called auspiciousness, that is called auspiciousness, righteousness, and that leads you to the absolute truth. If you can behave properly, rightly, with equal vision within and proper behavior with proper identities, then that leads you to the absolute. आचार प्रभवो धर्म, धर्मस्य प्रभु अच्युतः. The imperishable one is the Lord of this all righteousness, auspiciousness. He is always auspicious, always blissful. This leads you to absolute bliss. You have to behave properly. So, should you think for everyone outside world or not? What is the code of conduct? How do you make your code?
Tough job.
Huh?
Tough job.
Huh?
Tough job.
Stop jump.
Tough. Very hard job. Very tough job.
Very stop. Very
Tough.
top.
Tough.
Yes.
So इसको ही लज्जा रूपेण कहते हैं स्वामी।
Huh?
लज्जा रूपेण संस्थिता इसको ही कहते हैं।
लज्जा रूपेण संस्थिता।
हाँ।
अच्छा, वो माता जी का जो प्रार्थना,
हाँ।
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु।
हाँ।
अच्छा, नहीं, वो अलग विषय है, अलग। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु लज्जा रूपेण संस्थिता, विद्या रूपेण संस्थिता, और सब निद्रा रूपेण संस्थिता। पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव सब वही है, सब रूप में वो संस्थिता। निद्रा रूपेण, ज्ञान रूपेण, प्रज्ञा रूपेण, भाव रूपेण, सब रूपेण संस्थिता। सब अलग अलग रूप में, तभी तो उसका अलग रूप में सब स्तुति होता है, अलग रूप में फिर पूजा भी होता है। So we come to conclusion, all the pairs of opposites are, they cannot create difference. You have to see no difference in pairs of opposites. This is the conclusion. If I say head, then you have to understand it is leg. If I say look front, so you may look front, and as well as you have to see back also. See means all-round vision. So you have to see front also. If I say look forward, then you have to look behind also. Okay, all-round vision. Both are same. अच्छा, फिर कह रहे हैं अनेक जगत को अपने उदर के भीतर धारण करते हुए वो ब्रह्म स्थित है। तेरी के परमाणु से भी सूक्ष्म तथा अनेक जगत को अपने अंदर के भीतर धारण किए हुए वह स्थित है। वही अणुरणियान महत्व महायान को दूसरे शब्दों में बता दिया। परमाणुरपि तनु, उसका शरीर परमाणु के माफी होते हुए भी गर्भीकृत जगत क्षणम, गर्भीकृत अपने अंदर उदर के अंदर धारण करता है अनेक जगतों को, अणु होता हुआ भी। उसी को दूसरे कहीं हम कभी एक राजा और एक बेताल का प्रश्न उत्तर में, बेताल पूछा था राजा को, अगर मेरा सवाल का जवाब दे देगा तब तो तू छोड़ दूंगा तेरे को, नहीं तो तेरे को खा लूंगा, तू मेरा आहार है। राजा उत्तर दिया था, वो यही सवाल पूछा था, कौन सा वो अणु है जिसके अंदर हजारों हिमालय समा जाते हैं? कैसा टेढ़ा सवाल। वो कौन सा अंधकार है जिसमें करोड़ों सूर्य का उत्ताप भी समा जाता है? और वो कौन सा सूरज है जिसके अंदर करोड़ों सूरज भी जुगन के माफी मिट जाते हैं? कौन सा सूरज है वो कौन सा अणु है जिसके अंदर करोड़ों ब्रह्मांड भी समा जाता है? सरसों, कौन सा सरसों का दाना है वो? ऐसे ही पूछता था, पूछा, बहुत सारा सवाल पूछा, तो राजा ऐसे ही इस ढंग से उत्तर दिया था, जो अणु है वो करोड़ों ब्रह्मांड को भी अंदर रखता है, यही बात कहा था। There was a story in this Yoga Vasistha. There was a question answer session between a ghost and a king. The ghost said, if you answer me properly, correctly, rightly, then I shall leave you. Or if you don't answer correctly, I shall eat you away. You are my food. I will not leave you. So the king answered properly, rightly. The ghost, spirit, some good spirit, he went on asking several questions in this way. Which is that mustard seed which holds thousands of Himalayan mountains within it? So he asked, which is that sun where thousands of suns, our suns, they twinkle like glowworms? Which is that great sun? Who is that person, that being who holds innumerable beings within its blood cells? Who is that being? Greater being, greatest being. कौन है वो पुरुष जिसके अंदर करोड़ों पुरुष वो खून में कीड़े के माफी बहते रहते हैं? ऐसे ही such questions he went on asking opposite to each other, and the king effectively answered everything, and then the spirit left the kingdom and went away, or else he would have played havoc in the kingdom. The king answered properly. On this basis, similar questions. All the opposites are same. Thousands of Himalayan mountains can be held within a small mustard seed. That is what we were discussing now. The cosmos is present in a microcosm. So everything is possible everywhere, in all conditions. It is the play of your mind, your vision, your misunderstanding, your understanding, your comparative life, your relative life, all these topsy-turvy, all these confusions, all these puzzles. Anything can be anything. So tomorrow we shall see सर्वात्मक होने पर भी जिसने यज्ञ दान तप चित्त शुद्धि वैराग्य श्रवण, इसको भी थोड़ा हम विचार किए थे, फिर अच्छी तरह विचार करेंगे। वैराग्य श्रवण मनन आदि महान कष्ट स्वरूप अपने पुरुष प्रयत्न से संपूर्ण दृश्य समूह का त्याग का कर दिया, वह सांसारिक प्रपंच जाल से शून्य होने पर भी, जो सांसारिक प्रपंच जाल से बंधे हुए के समान है, वह अनेक तरह से स्थित होने पर भी जो द्वितीय परिशेष शून्य है। Again and again in different ways, different language, he is emphasizing one point only. Though it looks different many ways, in many language we call it opposite to each other, yet the same thing is meant by all these. So he says, one who is always entangled in many names and forms of the world, yet he is free from everything. He looks like being involved in everything, every action as the doer and enjoyer, yet he is neither the doer nor the enjoyer, nor he is entangled in it, though he looks to be involved in the world. That is what is said, just like a leaf of a lotus leaf. It is grown in the water, it remains in the water, it perishes, it gets destroyed in water only, but the whole life of it never touches water. Be in the world, don't be worldly. That is the meaning. So, we are in the world, but we are entangled with the world. We think we are worldly. We are worldly because we are involved in everything as a doer and enjoyer. So, he says you have to give up all these ideas out inwardly, though you do everything outwardly. That is the meaning. You have to give up everything, this doership, enjoyership, and that whatever you do as sacrifice or charity or penance or control of your senses, mind, or whatever you do, practice of yoga, do everything outwardly, but be non-doer of all this inwardly. I am not anywhere. I am not involved. I am not the doer. Nothing is there. That is what Gurudev used to sing. क्या गुरुदेव का गाना? जगत सपना नहीं और जगत कल्पना, जीव कल्पना, सब ही कल्पना, दीर्घ सपना. The world is a thought process, and the being is also a thought. The whole world is thoughts only, a long dream. Everything is a long dream. We had short dreams at night. Now we are dreaming for a longer period. Now our night dream is prolonged as a daydream. Everything is a dream and thought waves. Without mind there is nothing. Your mind gets colored this way, that way, and becomes the doer, becomes the enjoyer, becomes everything. One act play. One act play. One person plays the role of all the different persons. One act play. It changes its voice, it changes its forms and everything within the twinkling of an eye. What, how they play, you know, they will have different dresses already within. And sometimes some ladies dress, sometimes some gentleman dress, sometimes some madman dress, sometimes some Brahmin dress, all these. And for a moment there will be light off, and then the dress is gone. Now he is a madman. And in a second there will be light off. Then he appears as a great Pandit. So he will change the voice and act differently. One person. So this world is nothing but one act play. One absolute appears in different ways. That should be the conviction. It should be understood thoroughly well. प्रपंच जाल से शून्य होने पर भी जो सांसारिक प्रपंच जाल से बंधे हुए के समान है. So in the end we shall see our great Guru, the authority of knowledge. Vasistha ji tells Ram, my dear boy, inwardly be calm and quiet. You are nothing. You are the absolute truth. Outwardly you have to behave as a king and rule over the kingdom because your situation is like that. You have to behave common as other kings behave, and inwardly you are not all these. You are the absolute truth. You are the Ram, one who dwells in every heart. That is called Rama. One who dwells in every heart and enjoys. He is called Rama. You are Rama. Okay? This is how Vasistha ji concludes in the end. So tomorrow we shall see further. Hari Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai. सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय. शब्द ब्रह्म की जय. सरस्वती महारानी की जय. जोग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय. हरि ओम.